Hi, it's Sandy Freshy, and I'm out here at my remote office in my orchard. And today is one of those days where we've been gifted with some nice weather. It's the fall here, and my body said you have to be outside. Go outside. So here I am in my remote office with some of my tools. I've been returning phone calls and stuff. And I thought it would be a great time to actually share a resource with you. I'm feeling nice and relaxed, and I just want to talk a little bit about some of the books that are available. Actually, just one book today. I'm keeping it simple. For you, a book for you to begin to go a little bit deeper into your design. And this book, I just got the paperback on this. And if you're into human design, if you're what I call a fellow human design geek, you probably know about the Gene Keys. The Gene Keys is not human design. It's actually a deep dive into what Richard Rudd, the author of the Gene Keys, calls the keys. It's the 64 hexagrams of the I Ching that would make up the gates in your human design chart. So I'm sort of starting with an advanced resource here, but this book is amazing if you really want to evolve and transform your relationships to the energies that you embody through your your gates in your human design chart. So each of the keys or the gates actually has, you can have three experiences of those, three different frequency bands. The shadow, the gift, or the city. So as you read these keys, as you go through your human design chart, you can pick out your gates and begin to read about each of those gates. You can touch upon the shadow of the gate or the key in this book, and it will show you how you're living. You could possibly be living a lower frequency of that particular energy that you embody. And then as you read through the gift and through the city, something really magical happens with that, or at least that's my experience with contemplating the keys as they relate to my human design chart. It's as though it retunes your cellular structure or your DNA. And I don't know how else to explain it. It just feels like magic. And this book is called The Gene Keys, I don't know if you can see that, Unlocking the Higher Purpose Hidden in Your DNA. So basically, if you're just new to human design, you may not realize that the 64 hexagrams of the I Ching that make up your gates are actually representations of the 64 codons of DNA that we're actually made from. So it's a fascinating book. It can be used in a variety of ways. I'm just telling you how I use it in terms of contemplating and getting the deep dive into the gates in the human design chart. But you can also use this like you would with the traditional I Ching, where you can open it up and read a key as a source of divination. And there are also other ways, and Richard Rudd has his own training program, his own chart that he uses called the hologenetic profile, and in that he has a slightly different way of looking at the relationships of the keys, and it's a very, very intense and thorough deep dive of understanding what you're all about and growing and evolving through that understanding. So it's a takeoff on human design, but if you're looking at your own chart, you can begin to really do the deep dive on your gates by looking and reading through the Gene Keys. I do have this on Kindle, and as I get more and more into it, and I've just a couple years ago I took the first course that Richard Rudd has, the activation sequence, and I'm probably going to do the second course here very shortly, which really gets into activating and opening up your heart. So that's why I got the book, because there's nothing like the tactile of having a book like this or reference book like this in your hands. And all of the books that I use for reference for human design, I actually have in book form, because it is so much easier to feel the pages and to flip through them. And there's something about that does something, at least for me, in terms of my understanding and integration of the information. So that's my recommendation. The recommendation for today, the resource for today, is the Gene Keys, Unlocking the Higher Purpose Hidden in Your DNA by Richard Rudd.